So what do we have here? New York City, recently. A woman, a tourist from out of town, walking down the street and gets stabbed right in the chest. And the guy in the red hat goes right back to his seat and resumes smoking a cigarette. What's next, please? We have the actor, I believe, Steve Buscemi. Yeah, you've heard of that guy. What was he in? What was he in? A bunch of stuff. Fargo. He was in Fargo. He got punched in the face, minding his own business late one morning by this guy, we think. That's a suspect, a picture of him. We're seeing a lot of random, senseless violence, like more so lately. And, then there was this with a car. Watch.
On May 3rd, the victim, Stephen Anderson, is walking on Woodridge Square Drive to pick up his mail, sources tell us. He turns around at the sound of a screeching car speeding right into him. We're pausing the video right before he gets hit. The car reverses and hits him again, pushing him further into the street. Another neighbor comes out with a pillow. And that's when the suspect, Karen Fisher, identified in court records as a man, but also described as she by police, returns with a knife in hand. The suspect yanks and flips Anderson over, straddles him, and kisses him. That's when police
and then stabs the guy, runs over him twice and stabs the guy. Now, this is going to be a shock to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because she doesn't think that trans folk do those kinds of things. Well, they do. So there's something happening here. And let's face it, if the race roles were reversed, everybody would be screaming white supremacy. But there does seem to be the opposite happening. A resentment of white people from a certain number of people of color. And where could that have come from? Our culture, our Democrat leaders, you name it, academics. That's where it comes from. And it's making a real difference. Earlier this century, a guy named Charles Barron, a total radical, said this out loud, and he was, in a weird way, ahead of his time. This was at an attempted million-man march in Washington, D.C., all about reparations.
I'm upset. I'm sitting down because I'm going to slap somebody in a second. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I just might walk up to the nearest white man and say, you don't understand, this is a black thing, and slap him just for my mental health. I'm upset today. I'm just tired of this. Black power. Black power. Let me tell you something else, and I'm sitting down because I'm mad.
That was a real crowd pleaser. And he was ahead of his time because reparations is now not a radical issue. It's part of the Democrat Party platform. And smacking people who don't look like you, well, we see it every day. And the division, well, it used to be just from radicals like this. Now it's from the President of the United States.
If you live in one of those neighborhoods and you have the same exact car I have in the other neighborhood, you pay more for your insurance than that side. No basis for it, none at all, other than you're black and I'm white. The exact same home, built by the exact same builder, is more valuable on the white side of that highway than on the black side. That's a fact.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
All right, and on like that. Hey, regarding insurance and home property values, there are about 10,000 other variables, but Joe focuses on race because he wants everybody at each other's throats. But I'm happy to report that no one is buying the message, or fewer and fewer people, I should say, no matter what you look like. Take a look at these polls. I mean, right now, you know what this is? This is surging support. 30% of young black men age 18 to 24 support Donald Trump. This is, they are panicking in the Democrat Party because Joe Biden, you know, and that other guy, regular people just don't buy that. They don't like being talked down to no matter what color they are or who's speaking.
I didn't like hearing the current president now say that, you know, if you're not black if you don't vote Democrat. You know, I thought that was a load of BS. I thought that was an insult.
Absolutely. You know, it's fascinating with Donald Trump and all of this trouble I mean, it's fake trouble. It's manufactured trouble. It's Democrat Party controlled trouble. It's not real trouble. But he's kind of appealing to people who might not have thought too much about voting for Donald Trump in the first place. Maybe some people, maybe some 18 to 24-year-old black people who have possibly been let down by the criminal justice system. It's amazing how things work out. So what happened today? I'm telling you, I get to the transcript the day after, and I'm going through it now. That's Michael Cohen on the stage or in the witness stand. Doesn't really look like that. They make him look far more distinguished than he is in real life. What a pathetic clown. I mean, really, all of his antics. We've been living with this guy for what, 6 years, everybody? And I'm going through the transcript. I'll get to the good parts tomorrow, but I got some tidbits today. First, though, you know he wants to be in a new reality show, starring himself, of course.
My name is Michael Cohen, and for years, I was the personal lawyer for a notoriously bad man.
Notoriously bad man? He worked there from 2007 to 2017. And the entire time he was there, he liked it. It actually came up in court today. Let's see here. Did you have a way of referring to Mr. Trump when you worked for him? Yes. What was that? I would call him boss or Mr. Trump. And in working for him for 10 years, all the variety of the types of work that you did for him, what was it like for you? How did you feel about working at the Trump Organization during those years? It was fantastic. It was working for him, especially during those 10 years, was an amazing experience in many ways. There were great times. There were several less than great times, but I enjoyed it for the most part. I enjoyed the responsibilities that were given to me. I enjoyed working with my colleagues at the Trump Organization, the Trump children. It was like a big family. Huh, how about that? He actually only developed negative feelings about Donald Trump when he stopped interacting with Donald Trump. Next, please.
Since then, I've been on a journey of redemption, working to set things right with my family, my friends, my country, speaking truth to power and calling it like I see it, in my books Disloyal and Revenge, and on my podcast Mea Culpa. But now I'm paying it forward, wielding the tools that I've learned for regular people in trouble. The little guy doesn't usually have access to people with my particular set of skills.
Particular set of skills. There is something wrong with this guy. I'm sorry. Everybody he worked with said when it came to being a fixer, he actually broke stuff. A classic disgruntled employee who never got the recognition he thought he deserved. Next.
But that's all about to change. I'll work with you, offering expertise, advice, and solutions to fix your problem. Together, we'll change your life. I am your fixer.
Okay, I'm sorry, but only a crazy person talks that way. And that's what they've got in Michael Cohen. How did he make it as long as he did in that organization? You know, it's a very good sign, though, that Donald Trump did not want to take him to Washington, D.C. By that point, they knew they couldn't bring this guy basically anywhere. So a classic disgruntled employee. So I've been going through this transcript every day, looking, reading, and not seeing anything illegal. Not seeing anything that warrants 7 prosecutors and 50 paralegals and all this time and money spent when there's genuine crime happening all over the place. And look, there is such a thing as white-collar crime, and this is not it. And one other thing about the fixer, Michael Cohen. Remember the Access Hollywood tape? It dropped in October of 2016. Michael Cohen was on vacation, and he didn't come back. Michael Cohen, I was in London. How do you remember that you were in London? Well, I went to London for my daughter's 21st birthday as well as for my anniversary. So, and while you were in London, did you become aware of the release of what's known as the Access Hollywood tape? Yes, I did. And when did he come back from London? 4 days later, all right? He stays there. He wasn't important. They didn't need him, and he didn't even know to come back. They had 1 month to go before taking on Hillary Clinton, and he's screwing around on vacation. Weird.